So good evening friends, welcome to SQL Master YouTube channel and I am Manju here. I welcome you all for my YouTube channel. So in this video I am going to discuss about Informatica architecture and Informatica several sections. Okay, so Informatica tool, it's having several sections here. So I am going to discuss about those, and also I will discuss here the Informatica transformations, basic some important transformations. Okay, so let's start, but before moving to the video, so if you are not subscribed to SQL Master YouTube channel, kindly subscribe to SQL Master to get more videos like this. Okay, let us start the video. So this is what the thing here. So mainly Informatica contains repository service and integration service, client tools like workflow manager, workflow designer and workflow monitor. And fourth one is administrator control, that is source, and also next one is source, that to extract data from source, and the target to load the data to the data warehouse, and transformations. Okay, we are going to discuss these points here in this video. So this is what the architecture diagram of Informatica tool. Okay, so here you can observe the main process architecture, that is extract. We are extracting the source and applying several transformations rules or logics. Okay, these are called as business logics. Okay, like router transformation, expression transformations, and joiner transformation, filter transformations. What we having necessity, those transformation rules we apply here, and we load the data into the data warehouse. So here come to down source, that is database or XML files or flat files. Okay, these are the different data sources, and these data sources are loading into the domain, that basically first. So domain containing integration service, which is most important and most powerful service in Informatica. So integration service means integration service enables to extract the data from different sources, okay, and combine those different sources data in one common mode. So this is what the function of integration service. And also it contains repository service, means which stores, okay, the data, whatever the extracted data which has to be stored. So that is what called as repository service. Here also we can able to create the project folder. So because to load the data, extracted data to the project folder, we use to create the project folder in repository service. Okay, there comes here administrator control, which administrator can control these sections. Okay, integration service and repository service, along with for creating the project folder, and to maintain the project folder contents, and creating users, adding users, removing users. Okay, that those rules all include in administrator control. So next the target, so that is XML file, flat file, database file, all the files. After applying the transformation rules, those data will get loaded into the target data warehouse. Okay, so here come to the client tools like Power Center client, that is repository manager, mapping designer, workflow manager, and workflow monitor. So this is what the repository place, okay, place in which we can store the data. So this is all about the Informatica architecture diagram. Okay, you must understand this before working in Informatica tool. Okay, so if you understand properly this one, then only you are able to work properly in Informatica tool. So this is what the architecture of Informatica. So moving to next one, we discuss some points here. So what is repository service? The repository service is a separate multi-threaded process that retrieves, inserts, and updates metadata in the repository database tables. Okay, the repository service ensures the consistency of metadata in the repository, where you can create the repository in Informatica. So the next question, so that is launch the Informatica repository manager, register the Informatica repository server. In the left pane, select the repository folder which appears under the repository server name. In the menu bar, click action add repository. Add the repository to the cache. In the message box, click no. So this is what the method to create repository in Informatica tool. So then next comes to the administrative console. So administrator can be able to create, manage project folder and adding users to the project, creating multiple project folders and providing security or rights to the project data or to the project users. Okay, so this is what administrator control. So client tools, then workflow manager. The workflow manager includes tasks such as the session task, the command task and the email task. So you can design a workflow. So basically developer can work here to create a workflow. Okay, so the session task is based on a mapping you build in the designer. So the mapping is going to build in designer window. Okay, so that is what called as session task. So you then connect tasks with links to specify the order of execution for the tasks you created. Okay, so then moving to next one, verify the workflow is open in the workflow designer. In the workflow manager, click workflows, start workflows. So this is what the procedure or method. Okay, in the workflow manager, click workflows, start workflow, click the Gantt chart. Okay, then in the navigator, expand the node for the workflow. All tasks in the workflow appear in the navigator. So this is what the procedure to start the workflow. So workflow designer, next client tool is workflow designer. The power center designer is the client where we specify how to move the data between various sources and targets. Okay, so this is where we interpret the various business requirement by using different power center components called transformations. So here only we can apply the transformation or business rules in workflow designer window. So and pass the data through them, and those data, whatever passed data, which will get loaded into the data warehouse. Okay, then moving to next one, workflow monitor. Here we can see the status of workflow, whether those are running, ignored, error, getting some errors or stopped. If we are getting error, we have to check for the logs to know what caused the error. Then by fixing it, we may run again workflow. Okay, so then coming to transformations, what are the transformations? These are the functions in Informatica which are to be applied business logic according to the client requirements. Okay, these are called as transformations. So because as extracted data, the Informatica automatically in source qualifier it converts from all the modes to one common mode. Then after that we have to apply transformations according to the business logics or business requirement. So to apply those transformations, we have several types of transformations. We can see one by one important transformations. So these are what called as expression transformation. First one, the expression transformation in Informatica is one of the passive transformation features that it is used to manipulate row wise data through the mapping. So it mainly processes with row wise data. It accepts the data from input ports and processes the record wise data modification using several operations or functions through which the variable ports and output ports. So this is what called as expression transformation. Basically it operates row wise. Then coming to filter transformation. The filter transformation filters data out of the data flow based on specified filter condition. Okay, so what exactly the filter transformation means? So because we want some range of data, okay, so for that we use filter transformation. So because if you want to fetch the records of employees, okay, so whoever having 15,000 to 25,000 salary, so then we have to use filter transformation. So that will give you the range output. So to improve the job performance, place the filter transformation close to the mapping sources to remove unnecessary data from the data flow. A filter condition is an expression that returns true or false. Then coming to router transformation. The router transformation is an active transformation that you can use to apply a condition to the incoming data. So here we are applying the conditions for or rules for incoming data. Incoming data means data which is entering into the table. In a router transformation, the data integration uses a filter condition to evaluate each row of incoming data. Okay, it can evaluate each of the row incoming data. It tests the condition for each user defined group before processing the default group. Okay, so this is what called as router transformations. Then coming to aggregate transformation. Aggregate transformation is an active transformation, is used to perform aggregate calculations like sum, average, or you can say count. Okay, these are aggregate functions. So to perform these aggregate functions, we use aggregator transformations. For example, if you want to calculate the sum of salaries of all employees department wise, we can use aggregate transformations. So what is joiner transformations then? Joiner transformation is an active and connected transformation. It is providing option of creating joins in the Informatica. By using joiner transformations, we created joins similar to the joins in the databases. The joiner transformation is used to join two heterogeneous sources. Okay, for example, you are extracting two or more heterogeneous sources. Okay, to combine those heterogeneous sources, we use joiner transformations. So coming to lookup transformation, it is used to look up a source or source qualifier or target to the get the relevant data. So it is a kind of join operation in which one of the joining tables is the source data and the other joining table is the lookup table. So this is what called as lookup transformations. So this is what the thing, friends, what I want to share in this video. So if you understood properly this concept in this video, and if you really like these concepts, please kindly subscribe to SQL Master YouTube channel, so that it's very helpful for me to make more and more videos like this. So I will be with you in my next video with some more concepts or queries or some real time ETL testing questions. Okay, questions and answers. So till that, bye bye, have a nice day, take care friends.